Do you like how your low notes sound and feel and project? Well, if not, you're in the right place, because in today's video, I'm going to share with you some tips and exercises for improving the sound quality, comfort, and carrying capacity of your lower notes. Now, this video was inspired by one of my subscribers, Aisha, who requested that I talk more about how to sing low notes. The lower parts of our ranges are often neglected. We often take for granted the fact that we can access and utilize the lower part of our ranges, and that's because we speak down there. And so that means that in voice training, we tend to turn our attention more toward developing the upper range, and we're more motivated to do so. First of all, that part of our range, because we're not using it in speech all the time, is underdeveloped, and so it needs a lot more work, a lot more focus in training. And let's face it, that's where the money notes are. So we're more motivated to work on the upper range because we want to impress. And unfortunately, we often work on the upper range to the neglect of our lower range. So today I want to talk about accessing and improving the lower part of our range and talk about some of the common training challenges that I've seen in singers. So I'm not going to assume necessarily that every single singer out there actually has access to his or her M1 or chest voice coordination. And that's because there are some speakers out there who speak in M2. And they have a lot of difficulties getting out of M2 and accessing M1. I also tend to see this technical and training challenge in some sopranos who have been trained in certain classical schools. And in these schools, they've been taught to carry their M2 coordination down as low as it can possibly go and to never switch registers. Fortunately, training has come a long way, and fewer teachers are teaching with this approach. So we want to be able to access the lower part of our range, even if we're not using it a lot in our repertoire. We always want to make sure that we're training our voice in its entirety, our range in its entirety, so that we can maintain the flexibility and we can maintain the balance in our singing. What I often have them do is little descending patterns and using vocal fry. So in vocal fry, it's that, some people describe it as sort of a morning voice. Good morning. I personally don't speak like that. But if that analogy or imagery works for you, then by all means, use it. So it's that, right? We call it vocal fry or glottal fry because we hear that kind of frying, popping sound in the voice. And when we're producing this vocal fry, we're actually making it with really slack and compact vocal folds. And that can actually help us access our M1 coordination and the lowermost notes within our range. So we can start with single notes, that groggy kind of sound, and then we can take that and turn it into a cleaner tone. So we start with glottal fry, and now you've accessed chest voice. So now that you've accessed your chest voice, you can then start to sing descending patterns. You can try walking down on a vocal fry. If you're really struggling with this, you can just walk down single notes. So you notice how I clean up the tone? I don't keep it glottal fry because it's not really a performance timbre that we tend to use a lot. We'll use it sometimes for artistic effect at the start of a vocal phrase in pop music, for example, but we're not always going to stay in that kind of vocal fry quality throughout the entire vocal phrase. Another way that we can access that lower part of our range is to just hum as though you've just smelled something really, really yummy. And then you're going to just go in a descending pitch pattern. Just kind of sliding down a little bit. Right? And you want to make sure that the hum is kind of felt more here than back here. We don't want to feel that. All right? You kind of feel like it's still kind of twangy. And that brings me to the next set of exercises and tips that I have for you. And it's for those of you who can already access your chest voice, but you don't really like how it sounds. It's kind of weak, it's unclear, it's got that vocal fry in there that you don't want, and it's just not carrying the way that you want it to, and it probably doesn't feel very good. I know for me, as a lyric instrument, if I try to push to make my chest voice louder, I end up feeling not so good in here in the throat, and the sound quality really deteriorates pretty quickly. So I have adopted the philosophy of working smarter, not harder. And one of the ways in which I do that is to use twang. Vocal twang is a great tool for us for getting that brightness in the sound and for also increasing the quality of the sound source signal so that we can in turn project our voices better without having to push from in here. Some of the common challenges that I see with this lower range is trying to reach down for the notes. And we tend to do this with our larynx, and we get this really dark foghorn kind of sound. We're reaching down for those notes. And so twang can correct this. It can stabilize the larynx into a better position, and it's going to create a quality, a tonal quality, that's going to match that of the middle and upper part of our ranges. So we're not going to get this very distinct low, hooty, dull, foghorn kind of sound. So we can just do a nice bright ya, and twang is just that kind of teasy ya 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 ya, bright kind of sound. And we can also use a little bit of cry, a little bit of whimper, ya, ya, and that's going to get a nice closure in here, and it's going to help those vocal folds kind of just increase a little bit of the tonicity of those vocal folds so that we can get a cleaner sound. It's going to buy us a few more notes without vocal fry. So we're going to just sing a 5-note descending scale pattern on this really twangy ya 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 ya, and we want it to be almost like ew, ew, ya 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 ya, 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 and you hear I'm getting to the bottom of my range there, ya, but I'm keeping it clean, and that's because I'm using the twang. Ya 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 ya. So we can also use the E vowel in our vocal training exercises. The E vowel gets a little bit of an assist from the arytenoid cartilages that help to close the glottis and bring the vocal folds together so that they can vibrate and get a nice, strong sound source signal. And it has a built-in brightness. So we can utilize that to improve our lower register. So same kind of exercise, I would just stick with descending patterns because that way we can carry some of the quality that we have in the notes that we're more comfortable singing down with us. And again, you want to keep this really twangy. Gee, 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 gee. 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 That's pretty much the bottom of my range, but hear how it's clean. It's pretty clean. So it's evident that I am not a lower voiced singer, but these are some of my favorite tips and exercises for improving the sound quality and the comfort and the carrying power of our lower notes. Please let me know how you do with them. Let me know if I can offer you any further guidance and encouragement as you continue to work toward reaching your singing goals. In the meantime, please click the thumbs up button to let me know that you like this content, and also consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for watching.